And we're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nick and I Show. What's up, you little stinky, skunky little fucks?
All right. Like stinky, smelly. Oh, it makes me angry how stinky
losers.
you are. Just be me.
You losers. Welcome to the Nick and I Show.
Yeah, we're bullying you because we have a crush on you.
That's true. That's usually how it works, right?
Well, hopefully that stops after school. You're not doing that in your 30s.
Welcome to the show. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. It's a beautiful day here.
Hard cut to the black drape over the window. Beautiful. Nazgul.
Beautiful black drapes across the window for us today because someone wants to maintain the integrity of the lighting and we can't have sunlight in the room. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well.
The fourth welcome of the intro.
Austin has a great video planned for us today, I think. I'm pretty sure. I have no idea what it could be.
I was joking. I thought it was a bit. I don't have any video. No, I'm kidding.
I wasn't able to prepare anything for this filming session. I just want to get that out right now.
So we just got
because I've been on the phone today since 8 a.m. this morning trying to do.
So he's loopy, right?
So I'm, yes, very much so. So Austin is the man, and he has the plan. What is the plan?
Welcome to the Nick and I Show.
Welcome to the Nick and I Show, everybody.
You know, today I had a fun idea. We're going to go through 10 different categories, or not categories, but 10 different situations of which vocalist fits the band the best. So, like, bands that have, like, changed vocalists and stuff. So we're going to talk about, have 10 presentings, and we're going to talk about which one was our favorite and why, essentially.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
I am going to make so many people mad by my opinions.
It's all opinions out here. Nobody's objectively right, except us, because it's our video, and we will block you.
Always right.
I will delete your comment.
We're always right.
All right, number one, Northlane. So the era with Adrian Fittipaldiz or Marcus Bridge, which is the current. You like Adrian more?
Oh, 100,000%.
Yeah,
Adrian.
I didn't like love the transition, so I didn't follow that band super far. Like Node was really sick and Rot was cool, but I didn't like really listen to them much, so I don't really have an opinion on their newer stuff. But bro, Singularity and Discoveries with Adrian are like so still to this day. Like it might be nostalgia, but those songs went hard. They were like melodic, they were really interesting, and then the heaviness. They don't have that heavy that they had with him.
Yes, yeah, 100% Adrian. He had just this crazy voice.
It was so drastic. The high to the low.
It was so different. Sick. And it was also the original creation, which goes a long way. Like people can evolve past that for sure. But Adrian was so sick.
Yeah, he was
great.
So
sick.
Perfect fit.
Have to say Adrian.
Marcus has a great 100%. Singing voice, but just the screams don't even.
And I'm not throwing shade at the other guy.
No. It's just with preference.
Like
which one
I'm
you
sure that guy is crazy talented. Unfortunately, he's now the stepfather of the band. He's fair. Not the original. It's
not your fault you didn't write Singularity.
I mean? It's not. Yeah, you didn't impregnate the fucking mother of the band.
That's so funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I backed that too. I also picked that.
I had to say Adrian.
All right, number two. This one's a little contentious. We got ACDC with Bon Scott or Brian Johnson.
Shit. Oh shit! I didn't think you were gonna go this far back. Oh man. You know what? Can I say both? I can't say that.
Let's hear your reasoning.
So my reasoning is because obviously the original singer, Bon Scott. Right. He created something with that band that was super sick, and he has a very like unique voice. But the other guy filled the role so was it Brian? Brian Johnson? Is that his name?
Was it Brian Johnson.
Yeah. He filled the role so well that it's like, I gotta give it to you a little bit because like because he like really came into a situation of like, this is one of the biggest rock bands of the world.
And with one of the most unique voices too.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
Back then, one of the biggest rock bands in the world, one of the most unique voices. He filled it. And he also encompassed his own type of like vibe a little bit, like Back in Black.
Dude, it's funny in retrospect too that
is just like so good.
That the trope of that like wow is because of Brian, like the newer guy.
I wonder if he would have ever existed if Bon Scott didn't exist to begin with.
I think so. I think their voices are different enough.
They're different enough, but I feel like
because the way that Brian sings, it has so much grit on it that it probably would have been like that in any band he was in. Versus Scott's was like a lot more.
That is like, okay, if I can have the easy cop out for this one, I would say this is the cop out. This is the 10 minutes of delivery. This is the one where I would say I respect both equally. Is that okay?
You can make that answer.
Is that okay? I mean, because I don't know.
I pick Bon Scott.
That's so
personally.
tough, dude, because they're both so sick, and they did so many good songs within the band. That's tough. That's really tough.
And I will pick Brian Johnson.
You're gonna pick Brian Johnson?
I think he's more iconic.
Maybe now.
I mean, for like
maybe now.
As far as the meme goes,
but you have to think like back then, though.
Huh?
If you look at the biggest hits, I guarantee it'll be Brian Johnson songs over Bon Scott.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think vocally, Bon Scott had like a better voice.
But he also is literally trying to sound like Bon Scott.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he's got like way more gravel in his voice than Bon Scott had.
For sure, but it's that same.
Yeah, but Bon had like almost like a drunk, like, what are you talking about when we go to the store? He's got that.
All right.
But Brian's
for this
more like,
one,
I'm gonna fucking say.
I'm gonna leave. Listen, I'm gonna leave it up to the viewers for this one. Let them decide.
The room split. Kevin and
Let
I
us
are
know.
I'm Bon, he's Brian, and you're both. So we're at a three-way deadlock right now.
I think they both have enough respect to exist. Like,
yeah, I should save this one towards the end. This is a good battle conversation.
Yeah, this one's hard. That one's really hard. For sure.
It's like David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar.
No, that's not even the same thing.
Let's
we're not even getting into. I will go for an hour.
Let's maybe wait until the list gets to other.
Okay, let's go. We're getting into it. I'll fucking go for an hour about those two.
Number 3, Dance Gavin Dance with Johnny Craig, Kurt Travis, and Tillian Pearson are the 3 eras of them. And also, it's so funny. Did you see that?
I heard something. I don't know so what funny. It is. What is going on with them?
They just, I just hit a point where they're like, we just can't work with you. You're just too complicated of a person to work with.
Complicated,
just, like, too hard.
Meaning what?
It's just like been too difficult to like get him to do what he needs to do as a member of the band.
Interesting.
It's funny to survive a huge cancellation and then just like, fuck. Actually, you know what? They were right. Fuck you, dude. Get out of here. I think personally, Kurt Travis is my favorite era of Dance Gavin Dance.
Kurt Travis is
He's got
sick.
like the most weird voice ever. And I
will agree with you on that. I think for maybe the art sake of the band, I would agree that Kurt Travis is probably the best for the musical compositions of the band.
Yeah, as far as how big they were, Tillian's definitely the biggest they've been. And he's got the more iconic albums.
I've never been a huge Tillian fan. I will say that. I've just never thought of him as that incredible. Johnny Craig is very good. He also has that whole like laptop thing and like all his like
iconic in hindsight.
All his shit he's been through that kind of like sours his reputation.
If you beat the heroin addiction, that becomes funny.
I will say it. Yeah, if you, dude. Okay, first of all, if you beat a heroin addiction and you come out on top of that and you become better after that, I have the most respect for you because I can't even imagine.
Nah, he's a quitter.
Doing that. Okay. I do agree though. I will say Kurt Travis is probably the best.
What do you think though?
I think Kurt Travis. You think Kurt Travis? Yeah.
That seems like it was a big butt coming.
No, no. Yeah.
I think Johnny Craig
had some really good songs.
But Kurt's
probably
my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably the best singer. As far as a singer in the entity of a project, I would probably say Kurt. I've never vibed with Tillian. That's just me personally.
That's fair. I think I like more songs with Tillian, but Kurt's voice is just too fucking good.
It's so good.
And they have some of the best songs. Good. The Uneasy Hearts. That song is like the best Dance Gavin Dance song ever, and that's with Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Kurt.
Tillian, it's funny. I just realized Tillian's kind of got the. It's like if Brian Johnson only did falsetto stuff because it still has that gravel to it, but it's like soft. Brian Johnson.
I see what you're saying.
Isn't Johnny Craig local? He's from Tacoma, right?
I don't know where Johnny Craig is from.
That would make sense. That'd be crazy to find out
because everyone in Seattle does heroin.
I'm pretty sure he's from Tacoma. He was in a band called Ghost Runner on 3rd.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That's wild to know of that guy for this long and not know he was from here.
I know he was in the band.
My vote would be Kurt Travis, Johnny Craig, and then Tillian if I had to. So I would say Kurt.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, number 4. We got this is a bit for the emo heads out there. Escape the Fate. Ronnie Radke or Craig Mabbitt era?
Ronnie Radke.
Ronnie Radke?
All day, every day.
Is it not even contentious at all? I also say Ronnie Radke.
Ronnie Radke is
good enough for the truth and cliche is like the catchiest emo boy song ever.
Like you can talk as much shit about Ronnie Radke being like a fucking drama queen or whatever. Yeah, I know he doesn't like you.
We don't have to bring that up every time his name is mentioned,
right? You know, so
Ronnie's name. Remember how he hates you?
No, yeah.
Yep.
As far as an actual vocalist, Ronnie is miles ahead of like a lot of people. Like I don't care. Like you can hate me all you want.
Why would they?
He might be an asshole. He might have done some shit in his past. He might be an asshole. But as far as a vocalist, I think he's undeniably incredibly talented. Mm-hmm. I think he is like the man, and they're fucking killing it right now. So it's like
Escape
proof.
The Fate.
No, Ronnie,
I know.
like in his band, like no one cares about Escape the Fate right now. Everyone cares about Falling in Reverse. You know why they care about Falling in Reverse? Because of fucking Ronnie Radke. That's why they care about him. Craig Mabbitt is cool. He has a talent, but in my opinion,
nobody cares about you. You're cool.
It's fucked up because I've met Craig Mabbitt. We played a show with Escape the Fate, and so like,
why is that fucked up?
It's fucked up because I'm like saying you're not as good as this guy. But like,
you should be allowed to have opinions.
Craig, okay, listen,
and not get in trouble.
In my opinion, you're good, but Ronnie is on a whole nother. He's like on a whole nother fucking level. He's that guy.
He's that guy. Like, love him or hate him. Disagree with his fucking opinions. Disagree with his lifestyle. As far as a musician, as an entertainer, that dude is killing it. He's crushing. He is on top of the world right now. I heard he can't farm for shit.
Can't farm?
I can't farm.
Can't farm what? Interactions? He can definitely farm interactions.
No, like on the farm, like with the pigs and the goats.
I don't think he has a farm.
Yeah, exactly. So how can you farm without a farm?
He farms interaction. That's how he does it. Ronnie Radke, 100,000%.
Are you sure? I feel like you're leaning towards Craig on that.
100% Ronnie Radke. That guy is nasty at what he does.
All right, number 5, Ronnie Radke again. Kill Switch Engage. I'm going to do it to you. Howard Jones or Jesse Leach?
Well, you know it's Howard. Howard, 100%. Howard. Literally, Jesse even made a statement one time when he left the band saying that he couldn't do the screams because he was having to force his body to make these sounds that he couldn't do. Mm-hmm. Howard, it's so fucking natural. He's fucking... Dude, Howard, 100%. And of course I am biased because I do songs with him. But listen, it wasn't... Okay, it was the end of Heartache that got me into everything else that Kill Switch Engage did. It was not Jesse that, like, you put
Jesse album on the throwback list.
No, listen. I love the original self-titled Kill Switch Engage record. I love Are We Alive or Just Breathing? Great records. I would never have heard them if it wasn't for Howard doing his thing on End of Heartache. That was 2004, probably 20 years ago. I heard those songs and then went and listened to the rest of Kill Switch. Mm-hmm. Jesse did not get me into Kill Switch. It was Howard because I heard that beautiful...
Doesn't mean which one's better, though.
I heard that beautiful black man's soul when he sings. Just
make sure you emphasize the soul, the S on soul.
It's so good. Like... even if I never made any music with him, 100% Howard. And literally even what is the song? It's not When Darkness Falls,
Back in Black. Back in Big Beautiful Man Black.
Shut up. Not When Darkness Falls. It's no, it's not Arms of Sorrow. It was before that. They did a song with Jesse, but Howard did a video with the band. No, it was before that. It was a song off of their Alive or Just Breathing record. And something, oh my God, why am I fucking blanking on this? He did a live performance with that. They did a video, and his version was 10 times better than Jesse's version. It was off of the Alive or Just Breathing record. And I listened to that song. Why can't I think of this song? This is driving me nuts. It was not When Darkness Falls. It was something similar to that. It was
When Darkness Balls. And it's about Howard Jones playing basketball.
It was fuck, what was the song?
My Last Serenade.
No. That I will give to Jesse. My Last Serenade is a Jesse song. I will give him that.
No.
He did a good job on that song. It was yes, Fixation on the Darkness. Not When Dark. Okay,
that one.
Fixation on the Darkness. Did anyone ever see the live version with Howard? It was like pre-recorded live or whatever. It came out fucking 20 years ago or 15 years ago. It was so sick, and it was Howard's voice doing Jesse's parts, and I was like, this is infinitely better.
It was a video Jesse about the vocals for Howard.
No, Howard was in the video. They were doing a live performance, and Howard was singing. It was clearly pre-recorded. Like it was like
studio audio,
whatever. But he crushed that song way more than Jesse did, and that is, you can't even. Jesse is a great vocalist, but literally Howard Jones is one of the best metalcore vocalists to ever exist.
His voice is
to iconic. Ever exist. You can't take
there's also to which made the band better. So it's not necessarily which vocalist you like the most. It's like
their biggest records were with Howard. The ones
biggest doesn't mean best in your opinion.
No, biggest does mean best because that means more people were listening to it.
Yeah, but best is like subjective in this. Like which one to you, which is
if
the best
I make
version.
a record and I sell 10,
then Tillian's is more better than the other one.
No.
The logic is flawed.
No, because that voice is actually better. But if I make a record and I sell 10,000 copies, and then I make a record with another vocalist and I sell 10 million copies.
That is a higher number.
That is a fucking yeah. Why is that number higher? Because the music is better.
No, because the common denominator of most people can appreciate and digest that more than like more niche people that would appreciate or differentiate between like this is popular. I will listen to it.
That just means. Exactly. The voice that sells 10 million records. Okay, well then
Marcus is better than Adrian
marketable.
And Tillian's better than Kurt. Like that just we've already gone against that logic.
Whatever, dude. Move on. We'll move on.
I mean,
we'll move on from this.
You want to know my favorite? It was also Howard. Number 6. Lord Shore. Did you listen to those eras at all?
I did.
I wasn't sure if you were familiar with the past.
I did a little bit with CJ.
CJ and then Tom before that, Tom Barber. That used to. Oh yeah, remember the Maleficum, the old Lorna Shore when Tom was bald. I think we did vaguely remember we did a musician. What was it? Music Monday, Underground Music Monday.
Yeah.
And I think that song was on there. That was like the first time I ever heard Lorna Shore. It was the Godmaker thing, Tom's origin.
This is so tough.
I think Tom Era is my favorite. He's just got such a cool
really
voice.
Good.
And I love Tom's lyrics. They're very different and unique, and he's just got such a fun way of like placing his voice and stuff. And I love like he'll go up and then down in the middle on like a 3-syllable word, like something like that. And it's just so quick and
he kind of mixes it up a little bit.
Gives this like, oh, that's so unique and such a flair.
I mean, Will does that too, though. Like even if you look at their most like popular song. When he does like the swallowed by the womb of like he does that, like he starts here and he goes down and then he goes down again, you know. So like
I guess that's more like natural, like it feels, that cadence feels natural, where Tom's is more like jarring.
Yeah,
you're like like low to high to low.
I don't know, man. I mean,
but yeah, the new stuff is like crazy. It's like wild how emotional they've gotten as like an audience, like with their 3-part song thing that they did. Right. I haven't seen that many people talk about like core music and like this touched me emotionally type of way. That's pretty impressive.
Like they actually go above and beyond just brutal. Yeah. And they actually like
speak to people.
Yeah, exactly. And that never happened before Will.
No.
So
not really.
Lyrically, also with talent, I would probably say Will. Because I feel like he is just like, he encompasses like the entire thing, where it's like you can have a tone, like you can do and you can have that sound, but are you connecting with the audience as much as someone else? I think Will is the guy that is just connecting with people way more than anyone else. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Sure. So I would probably say Will, even though I will admit that like some of the older songs are pretty good.
Yeah. I think I'm a little nostalgia biased of this, like thinking about how much I liked those songs. Yeah. But I think like objectively, it's probably the Will era. Yeah. It's probably the best. But man, I got a soft spot for Tom.
Oh, for sure.
The era.
The songs are great.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the CJ era too much. That one got a lot of praise at the time, but I was just like, yeah, this is deathcore. You know, it's not. It didn't feel like that crazy.
So you're a Tom guy?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Tom guy. Will's like pretty close, but I think I just like how Tom writes a little bit more.
Okay.
But yeah, I think their sound right now is probably better than what it was. But I miss the fat breakdowns they used to do. They used to do them all the time. Now it's like one big one, you know?
Yeah. I feel that.
Uh-oh.
All right, what else you got?
Number 7.
Oh, here we go.
Van Halen.
Here we go. Okay, we're going to go for an hour, dude. All
David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar.
Okay, here's the thing. David Lee Roth is massively... Okay, David Lee Roth Van Halen is not even the same thing as Sammy Hagar Van Halen. The only constant is Eddie and Alex. Okay.
I guess Alex.
and Alex, all right? So, and maybe a little bit of Michael, but he got kicked out. We don't talk about that. So, David, here's the thing. David Lee Roth Van Halen was party, do coke, fuck bitches, get drunk, have a great time, just fucking go for it. Sammy Van Halen is more like, I'm married now, we're writing love songs, we're chilling, we're having a good time with the boys. Like, both are good in their own way, but they're not even comparable to each other because they're two vastly different things. It's like David did an interview and he said, and it's so true, he said, look, I wrote songs that were about partying. I wrote songs that were like, you know, ain't talking about love. It's not about love.
Right.
Sammy Hagar's songs were all about love.
I watched that clip earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, that's so true though. Like they would sing songs like When It's Love, Summer Nights, you know, Finding Your Girl, doing like all this shit, like falling in love. And David was like, no, we're going to fucking do coke. We're going to get drunk. We're going to party. We're going to have a good time. They're two vastly different things. So it really just depends on like which vibe you're feeling at the time. Right. Mm-hmm. I will say Sammy Hagar is undoubtedly a much better singer than David Lee Roth as far as like technical ability and as far as like being able to perform live and doing all this stuff. Like Sammy Hagar, of course, is way better than David Lee Roth, but the energy that band had with David at their start is like so sick and unmatched. Like it's just such a like youthful energy of just like
we're gonna make mistakes and live our life.
We're going crazy. We're going hard. We're gonna fucking do it. Like there's just this level of energy with David that was unparalleled. They were like one of the biggest rock bands in the world for years because of that energy. And when they got Sammy, they still wrote hits, and he is technically a much better singer and has a better voice than David, but the vibe completely shifted to being like not at all what it was. It was like youthful chaos, and then it turned into like older love.
It's a nice progression. Like
That is a good progression for sure. Like as you grow,
down,
that's hopefully what
it's like the sound matured with the vocal changing.
Totally.
It's cool.
But if I'm listening to Van Halen, I will be honest, 90% of the Van Halen songs I listen to are David Lee Roth songs. They are like, I will listen to like, I really like Right Now, When It's Love, Summer Dreams, is that what it's called? Summer Nights,
Summer Cream,
and then Dreams. I think it's just called Dreams. Like they have some really fucking cool ass songs with Sammy. But I will listen to that when I'm like just vibing. If I'm trying to like hang out with people and jam out and fucking have a good time and party, it's always David songs. So it's like it's two completely vastly different things in my opinion. What would you say?
Did you pick some?
I'm gonna pick David. I'm gonna pick David personally. I know he's not the better singer, but if I'm listening to the recordings and I'm having a good time, I'm listening to all David songs. I'm really not like if I'm making love to my woman,
you put on Sammy.
Maybe I'll listen to Sammy. But if I'm just like hanging, it's for sure David.
You got to put on the sex parody band Van Halen.
Van Halen, yeah, exactly.
I would also pick David. I was listening to like a bunch of live stuff of them earlier just to like see the comparison, and I think you're right. Sammy is like a better technical singer, but it doesn't have the passion because it's like he knows perfectly how to sing what he's singing. There's no like uncertainty, and I kind of like uncertainty sometimes when a vocalist is like, I hope I can hit this. And they hit it, and they're like kind of like, fuck, I hit that shit. Or like I love that just like, that guy's just out there pouring out his heart. Like he didn't go to Juilliard for this. He's
That's
just some
what I'm
guy.
saying. David with Van Halen had a chaos that just worked.
Yeah, the great sound.
It was so sick. It was such a sick form of chaos where Sammy is really put together, which is nice. It's a good thing, but David had this like fucking thing, and obviously he doesn't anymore. Like you know, he's fucking 75 like, now.
Who
but
you're
it's
gonna go
like
to the club with versus who you're gonna go to brunch with. Like,
exactly.
Very different vibes, but I like both of them.
No, for sure. Yeah. All right, we'll leave it there.
Yeah. No, number 8. Cannibal Corpse. So Chris Barnes or Corpse Grinder?
Corpse Grinder, 100%. Fuck Chris Barnes.
Dude, there's such a... I've never understood that. There's such a weird amount of people that are still hanging on to like, but 2008,
listen,
Chris Barnes,
Chris Barnes is not a good vocalist. I'm sorry. Corpse Grinder. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Like, you can appreciate the original as much as you want, but Corpse Grinder came in and made that band what it was.
Also, too, got to give it up to Corpse. I don't think I've ever once seen a death metal vocalist get better over time.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Sick.
He sounds better now than he ever did.
And Chris Barnes just repeatedly gets worse.
Yeah, he gets worse and worse.
He gets worse as time goes on.
The new song is my favorite song to play. We do this for an hour. But dude, Corpse Grinder's voice is so...
I'm sorry.
It's so hollow.
It's time to hang it up. You've been an alcoholic and a fucking pothead long enough to ruin your voice.
It's more metal than that.
So just give it up. You're done. Corpse Grinder has actually like maintained
and he's created like a
better.
Nice like image for himself too. He's like the happy. He's like the dad metalhead guy. You know? He's like a rocker, but he donates to charity for kids. And stuff.
For sure.
It's like for sure. He's given metalheads a good name.
I played a show with fucking 6 Feet Under.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Back in 2011, I played a show with 6 Feet Under.
Oh no!
And his little high scream that he does
it crush
was
live?
Literally it like
unintelligible. You couldn't hear it.
No, it wasn't like, oh, that's brutal as fuck. It was like, get me out of this room.
You could tell how much pain that caused,
because it hurts my ears so much. It sounded like you grabbed like a tiny bird and go.
It's a death rattle of
like it's like the worst sound you've ever heard, and it's not sick.
And he makes it.
It's
often.
not sick. It is not. He might think it's sick. It's not fucking sick.
That's so funny.
It sounds like fucking dog shit, and everyone I was with left because of how painful it was to listen to it. So 100%, I will say Corpse Grinder. Also, Corpse Grinder is just a much cooler dude. Like, he fucking like donates Legos to charity while fucking Chris Barnes gets mad at like randoms on Twitter. Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, Chris Barnes definitely seems like he'd take a lollipop from a baby.
Yeah, like, dude. Corpse Grinder, 100%.
It's so funny. The Corpse Grinder is the nice man.
Dude, he's the dopest dude ever. He's so sick. And he also just sounds like so cool live. Whereas like Chris Barnes is like a fucking alcoholic stoner can't even get his fucking life together, and he just goes, oh.
Watching Chris Barnes, it's like when you're at somebody's house and they have a dog that's way too old, and you're like, yeah, just
time to put it down.
Don't mind him.
Time to put it down.
He's like blind. He's crawling with like one leg.
Yeah, it's time to fucking put it down.
Just
give it up, dude.
He doesn't really eat anymore. He's just gonna let him be here till he dies.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, number 9. Hopefully less sad. 3 Days Grace.
Oh shit.
Adam Gontier or Matt Walsh?
So
Matt's the new guy. More recent.
That's a very similar situation to the
Baphomet and the Babies.
The second band you said. Which one was
ACDC.
that? ACDC. Very similar situation to that, where obviously the original singer is like the sound. That's the dude who made the sound. But then the other guy came in and replicated it so well that it was like, okay, kudos to you. You know what I mean? But he's also probably trying to sound like the guy, Adam.
Yeah, that could just be like because that sound was much more popular when 3 Days Grace like started. You know, that like manly grit singing kind of. Yeah. So it's like I feel like he's trying to emulate that style, but he does sound.
But he sounds
like the first guy. So it's like I don't know if he's trying to sound like him or if he's just trying to sing that style and it sounds just like him. You know?
I think probably the band found someone that sounded very much like him.
Yeah. That'd be the first thing I did if we lost a vocalist in a band. I just like YouTube the cover of our own song and try to find the best guy.
I gotta say Adam for this one, but I will give respect to the other guy who came in and filled the shoes because he's doing a good job. He's doing a great job at doing those songs and his own songs and everything like that. Like he's doing awesome. But 3 Days Grace 15 years ago in my era, it was Adam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, the amount of songs that are you could make a 15 song playlist of the best songs from that era and they're all great songs of Adam. Yeah, I think the new guy's very solid, and there's like that I Am Machine. That song's pretty cool. I Am Machine. That's pretty solid, but it does feel like I'm listening to like it's funny. I Am Machine is like probably what my dad heard when he heard me listening to 3 Days Grace. It's like the rock version kind of. You're like, yeah, I get it.
That's funny. Yes, exactly.
Like, I can see why my son likes this, but I don't really care for it that much.
100%. I agree. Yeah.
Dude. Adam's voice is just so. Like, dude, Pain, like, this is the beginning note of that song. It's like, I've heard a million people try to sing that song, and just nobody can hit
the thing is
the grace and torture he has.
1X, like, transcends...
Unreal album.
It just transcends the entire band. It becomes this own entity of its own, which is Adam, right? And it's like, that was such a massive success and a massive record, and... Yeah, I would have to say Adam. But again,
shout out Matt.
Giving kudos to the other guy because he is doing a fucking great job.
He gets his flowers.
But I mean, the original.
You can't top Adam, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Just crazy.
It's not your fault.
It's just such a good lineup.
All right, number 10. This one's kind of just for the memes of it's Amberlin. I don't know if you've heard the recent situation of that Steven Christian, the main guy, has stepped down from touring, but he's still like a part of the band.
Okay.
And Maddie Mullen is now the
Mullins.
full-time touring, like not just a fill-in.
Kevin just groaned when you said that.
Yeah, Kevin was in the middle of a downward dog yoga stance, and then
I have to say,
when he heard Maddie,
I have to say, I am not, and I have never been a Maddie Mullins fan. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't think you're talented. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, Maddie, but you just, for some reason, you just don't. You don't have it for me. You guys have nothing interesting.
You see what you've done, Maddie? He doesn't like your band so much that he doesn't like Mazda Flames because of you.
Okay, no. I mistook that band for Memphis Mayfire. They're very similar. Sorry. No, Memphis Mayfire, obviously. Yeah, original singer for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I have my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion. I'm so sorry you don't like it. My bad.
Sorry, Marty Mullins.
Marty Mullins.
And then for the last one, it's not a choice, but I just thought it was interesting that I didn't know this. Maybe you did. Black Sabbath had 10 singers, 10 different singers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I looked it up. They had 9 vocalists and then Ozzy also. So it was 10 total vocalists throughout their career.
Did they ever actually release songs with the other vocalists?
That I don't know for sure, but there was like timestamps of like this guy from here to here. It was like just 10 people.
Oh my god!
Like,
I did not know that whatsoever.
Bro, what? That is so many fucking people.
Well, obviously Ozzy stuck.
True, yeah,
for sure. I had no idea they had.
Oh
they
yeah,
had,
that's
they
it.
Dio.
Dio,
And Ozzy?
yeah, Dio was OG. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Weird. Okay, I knew that. I knew
list.
that. 9 different vocalists.
Well, 10 if you count Ozzy.
Holy shit!
It's wild. I can't think of another band that's been able to stay together having that many vocalist changes. Like other members usually you can, but the front man, that's like a hard thing to recoup that many times.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, I would say Ozzy.
It was a trip.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize Journey had so many vocalists too, since the OG guy. God, I can't remember his name. Steven.
Well, they have an Asian guy now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got like
he's really
he has
good,
the stamp
by the
of
way.
approval from the OG guy.
Yeah, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
But yeah, they went through like
talented.
5 different vocalists before they got this new guy.
Yeah,
like, I didn't even notice those eras of Journey.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I did not know that about Black
tidbit.
Sabbath.
Rob Halford also filled in on the tour
For Black Sabbath?
for Dio in Dio's place. He filled in. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The lore. It goes so deep. It goes so deep.
What'd you guys think? Who'd you pick? Do you guys like Memphis Mayfire?
Am I getting canceled after saying this?
No, you can't get canceled for saying you don't like somebody.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It's literally impossible. Don't even try. Don't even try, chat.
Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit a like button if you did, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, and then also check your pantry for baboons.